Just a fun year with this group. Just so proud of them. Obviously a little bit too late there at the end, but just, this team has fought all season, never quit, never say die, never quits. So I think just how we battled all the way to the end there, it's just indicative of how these kids have played all year. And, as I told them, there's only a couple teams in the country that get to finish with a win. But they've got so much to be proud of. I just enjoy going to work with them every single day and seeing them. And I think in today's landscape, it's really hard to find a consistently collective group since June that just is so selfless, works so hard, pushes each other, respects each other, has a great camaraderie and just selflessness about them. It's been a really neat group, and I think you could see watching us play all those intangibles this team had all year, and we've got a ton to be proud of. Obviously, would have loved to, finish with another W today, but I think we, just ton to be proud of. Just proud of our team.
Lacey, just what did this mean? What did this year mean? And now it's over.
I don't think I could have gone out a better way than with this team, the coaching staff, this community. I've talked since I got here how much I've loved Missouri State my whole life. So being able to fulfill a dream, regardless of how it ended, has been just something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Caitlin, you guys put on quite a show and a heck of a comeback effort. I know it fell short, but we've seen so many great moments here that you guys have put together. Did it feel like this one was going to come together as well, and was it more disappointing because it got so close, but it just wasn't within the grasp of the end?
We love playing at home, and I think that our home record shows that. And we want to put on a show for everybody, and not only that, but for each other. We come in every single day and just as one big family, and we're each other's biggest cheerleaders, and our coaches have our back. So, we come in confident, and we just want to go out and do what we do every day in practice.
And can you talk about how much you've grown, right? And we saw you last year as a freshman take some steps. This year you've really taken some tremendous strides. How much do you credit learning under Lacey and some of the older vets, and for your rise in your game and your composure?
Just about all of it. We have 4 seniors who have been the leaders. They've set the bar super high, and just being able to watch them get their reps in and then go right after them has allowed me to grow as a player. And then just talking to coaches, whether it's coach or our position coach, they're ready to help you learn and to figure out just the next level of college basketball.
Lacey, how have you seen that next group develop, whether it's Cayman, just a few of the others that have contributed in big ways this year, that makes you excited for what you're leaving behind?
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for what Coach has left. After us seniors leave, I think these girls have picked up a ton, from what me, Kylie, Sarah, and P have kind of came and said, this is the standard, this is how things go. And they've completely bought into it, and I could see them all just raising that bar, knowing them. I think they'll follow Cayman's lead, and then Kira, all of them. I think they're in good hands.
Coach, how have you seen that as the years gone on? Just we've talked about them a lot, but now it's going to be their program, and they're going to be the ones leading right now. Just how much does that excite you for what you got?
Yeah, it's going to be their turn, and they're ready. I think you look at the impact that Cayman, Kira have had since their freshman year. It's been unbelievable. We wouldn't have had the success we've had in either of these 2 years without the impact that they made as freshmen, and then obviously as sophomores. And then you look at the impact of Laney. If you would have told me to start the year that, in essence, for the most part, we were going to tag team with Laney and Sarah, for an entire season, and be able to do what we did, as a coach, that's just a thin, there's a lot of unknowns there. So, I think we're not in the position we're in without those young kids. I think we had a great group of seniors with leadership, but, a lot of times you're only as good as some of those young kids and how they come along, and just really proud of their development and the experience that they've had. And, more than anything, it's their turn, but I think they're ready for it now. Sometimes some kids, it's their turn and they haven't quite had the experiences or things that they've needed to go through, but these kids have had that this year.
Lacey, how much were you soaking in this last game with Paige? I mean, I saw when they were calling your names during the starting lineup as you two last, and you both kind of just grin and look at each other.
Yeah, P was my first friend when I got here. I kept coming back to workouts. I didn't tell anyone I committed, and I was like, so do you have like a roommate? And she was like, why is this chick asking me about my living situation? She was, did you commit? I was like, yeah, like a couple weeks ago. She was like, what? And so me and P bonded really early, and we have a lot of the same tendencies and the same mindset when it comes to basketball. And so being able to build off of her during games and build our relationship on top of that, just the die-hard, diving out on the court, getting on the floor. She's been awesome, to teach me what it's like to be a Lady Bear. And yeah, we really just soaked it in today, obviously not knowing that this was the last, but I think regardless of whether we knew or not, we've soaked in every moment together this last year.
Lacey, coach's remarked before about how much this year was so much fun to coach you guys, right? Because every day y'all just brought this motivation, this hunger, this passion that she didn't have to try to evoke out of you every day. Is that maybe what you want to leave as the most impacting thing for Beaks and for the rest of the team is, hey, come ready every day?
Yeah, I mean, coach can pull and be like, you guys need energy, you guys need this, but, she can only do so much pulling before it's got to come within yourself. It's got to come within who we are as players and as people. And so being able to walk in the first day of summer and be like, this is how we're going to be every day, and you've got to make that work. You just have to do that. And it's not coach's job to make sure that we have energy. She's here to coach us. We need to bring the energy. And so I think Cayman and them understood that. Our whole team understood that, and nobody had any complaints. And that's what was great. We were just like, you know what? This is what we got to do. We'll do it.
Coach, can you kind of just touch on Kira Daniels rising to the occasion? We've seen her do it last year. She does it again today.
Yeah, no question. I mean, just the toughness that she's shown all year. I mean, game in, game out, clutch moments, big time plays at key moments. She hit that three. I thought we were over the hump. I mean, we still had work to do, but she's had a maturity beyond her years. Ever since she stepped foot on campus, and started obviously as a freshman, and just her daily approach and just everything that she does is well beyond a typical sophomore, and she's just been so reliable. You just always count on her. You know that she's gonna come up with big plays for you on either end of the floor. She's just been so consistent for us. So just proud of her continued growth and how she's really been able to lead as well, even just as a sophomore, just with how she approaches things every day.
Cayman, what's the last 3 days been like for you? I'm sure, I don't know if there was ever a question you'd come play in this game, but you can barely notice anything from sitting right here. It seems like the teeth are fixed up, but was there any chance you'd miss today?
No, I would have played no matter what. I mean, I'm thankful for the doctors were able to get me in, but it was on to the next game. It was just preparing for the next game and getting fixed as quick as I could and starting looking at the next team.
Anything else?
I got one more. Coach, all right, so wrapping up year 3, right, of your tenure here so far. Right, you've been this close to the conference championship. You finally got your first postseason win this year. How do you look back so far on what 3 years have meant to you here and what you've accomplished?
Honestly, I think a lot of the intangibles that I look for, when I took this job, just about it being the right fit and wanting to be at a place that, expects to be good and embrace it, embrace the challenge. The community support has been incredible, to be able to really draw and recruit, not just our local legends, but local kids. And I think it's, certainly you always want to, as a coach, you always want to finish with another win and do those things. But I just think I'm just a big believer in working really hard and trying to do things the right way. It doesn't mean that I'm always perfect, but I try really hard to just help our kids have a great experience and just try to maximize everything, maximize their God-given talents and just give them a chance to really enjoy the journey, I guess. There's a lot of ups and downs. There's so many things that sport can teach you, and really look at myself as more of a, leader of young women than just a college basketball coach. There's so much more that goes into it, but just really proud. I think our staff has worked their tail off. Our kids have worked their tail off. You always want to win more games. You always want to win more championships, and but that's the nature of. You're always looking. You're always trying to achieve a little bit more. But I think just more than anything, just really proud of the consistency that we've had on our staff. How they've really helped us. Really go out and continue to compete at the top and be successful. And it's hard. It's really hard in today's landscape to do that. So I hope that people are proud of the way that we've come in and we've represented and what we've been able to do. That they have a lot of pride in coming out and watching us and just being a part of the community.
You touch on the landscape, and it opens tomorrow. Trying to get everything and building for the next team. Just how busy do you think that's going to be? How much are you going to feel like you're going to need to re-recruit some of the girls in this team, just trying to reload for Conference USA?
Yeah, honestly, I think probably one of the toughest things as a college coach is you go through an entire season that's grueling. It's a lot of long hours, sacrifice, travel, all the things that go into it. But I'll never forget that last year after the season finished, as busy as we are during the season, almost appreciated the season because out of season is 10 times busier than what in season is, as crazy as that sounds. You get used to, your game prep and being on a schedule and, kind of your routine of, preparing for games and things like that. And, not only now are you trying to position, your next team, but it's trying to address needs that you have. As you said, you're trying to retain kids. You're trying to put yourself in the best position possible to continue to be successful. And the landscape has changed so much. It's just, it's nonstop, and I think it's tough for coaches because you feel like you don't get a break. At this point, you kind of want to just like a sigh of relief for a minute and, have a couple days of downtime. But it's not like it used to be. It used to be your season finished. You could maybe take a couple days and then you get back at it. But the way the landscape is with transfer portal and just everything, it's by far busier than during the season. So you kind of just have to gear yourself back up and get ready to go because it's not going to slow down for a while.
For each of you, what are you going to miss most and what are you going to remember most about this season and about this team specifically?
It's a loaded question.
I know. What's not to miss?
That is true.
There's just so much, between the girls, coach, this whole university, all the people, the community, there's just so much to love about Missouri State. And the sport of basketball itself, what's not to miss? That's literally the way I can sum it up. I won't miss conditioning at 5 in the morning, but everything else I'll miss. And then I think my favorite memory was just the group we had this year. There's just so many moments that you're just we just not only had good talent, good basketball players, we had really good people, really just a good group of people, regardless of the sport aspect.
Yeah, I'll just miss all of us in the same room, whether it's Bible studies or Valentine's Day parties or just sitting in the locker room, sitting in the training room, watching something on the TV. Just all of us together is, I don't know, it's hard to explain. We love each other so much. And it's a really, really, really special group.
You're doing better than I thought you'd do today.
Yeah, when I heard I was coming, I was ready. I was like, cameras aren't getting me this time.
But what is the feeling right now, though?
I'm emotional, but
It's not real.
it's not. I think it takes a second to really, we're crying in the locker room, but I'm still in my jersey right now. I'm still sitting at a table with coach during media. I think when I'm sitting at home realizing I don't have practice tomorrow, I'm probably gonna be like, oh, hurts a little more than I thought.
What's next for you?
The sky is the limit, Wyatt. No, I have a plan. I kind of want to go into. I have a health service degree, so I want to go into medical sales. Sorry. Apparently, I don't even know, but no, I do have a plan. But for right now, I will be at Missouri State baseball games.
She wanted to be a dental hygienist.
I
so
did,
I
I
noticed
did.
the other day when Cayman's
Yeah,
tooth went on the
she
floor.
comes over.
Yes, I was there. It's
At
thorough.
least he was the one.
You guys are great.
Right,
Thank
it's a lot of fun.
you. Thank you so